Welcome back to the Ultimate Jury. This time, Film Wars. It's a little different this time. Last time we were a little more casual, introducing everyone, talked about a movie. This time, we all got an agenda. We've all got a plan, and I think it's going to be a very fantastic fight. Hey, and welcome back to the Ultimate Jury. I'm Santiago, and I'll be your host/judge on this very special first episode of Film Wars, a new competitive talk show. On Film Wars, the judge will pose a simple question to the jury, such as, where do the Fantastic Four belong? Then, the jury will each be given a few moments to answer before a full-out war begins, and the judge will have to calm things down or decide a winner. Let's get to the guests. First up, David Thomashower, you're back.
I am?
Why are you here? What's going on?
He never left.
Where do you side in this Marvel DC battle? Are you a fan of these comic book movies?
Yeah, I mean, I'll go and see them, but I'm not a fanatic. I'd say, in one sense, I'd like to say that it's all a matter of execution. Either way, it would be cool if it was executed well. But if I had to choose based on the idea of merging the worlds, I would say that they would fit more organically with the Avengers because the Avengers themselves are a collection of separate individual personas.
Okay. So Dave's going with the Avengers. You're putting the Fantastic Team with Avengers.
Although I think, honestly, that eventually the studios are going to work out a deal where everything gets merged because that's the direction we're going. And
all right, we don't live in this fantasy world of yours, David Thomashower. Back also is not Steve Malone, but Steve Malloy. A good friend, I thought, until I messed up his name, and he stopped talking to me for a week, but here we are. Where do you fall in this comic book universe that we live in now that the geeks win? Geeks have won, and we're watching their victory.
I mean, honestly, I think in the long game, they'll eventually be all together. All the Marvel films, regardless of their studio, will be as one.
Right.
I think in the direction that it's going right now, the Fantastic Four are going to be sticking with the X-Men, mainly because of the studio rights. Studios have X-Men and Fantastic Four, so they're going to keep them together as well as Deadpool. What I would like to see, I would love to see Fantastic Four get in with the Avengers.
Too late. You've already said X-Men. Anthony Grant, you're back. Here to cut off Steve again for the second time. This is going to become a theme.
I'm just going to keep cutting him off the entire...
Please do. Someone has to. So I'm sure you've seen some of these movies. X-Men, you've ever seen that?
Yeah, I think I've actually worked on one of those or two of those. So
What?
Stop bragging.
The first class one, I think I worked on.
All right, well, whatever. It's
Yeah,
not
me
like,
too, a big deal, whatever.
all right, well, okay, all right, okay. So it was X-Men or Avengers. You didn't work on Avengers, right? Because that would be a little.
We did.
Okay. So you worked on both the Avengers and X-Men. Did you work on Fantastic Four?
No, I didn't.
Thank God. So where would you put them?
God. With the Avengers, for sure.
With the Avengers. All right, we have a battle here, people. So the Avengers seems to be the top dog here.
Yeah, I mean, like, you put the Fantastic Four with the X-Men, and they're just going to get washed away. Their powers aren't cooler than the X-Men's powers. But with the Avengers, I feel like they're different. They're kind of like the younger, like, they got their powers through some radioactive incident or something. And I don't know, they're just like, there's gods, and then there's these, like, kind of teens that have attitude, basically. And I think that could be, like, a really cool dichotomy there. But with the X-Men, it's like, it's just more X-Men. Like, they just kind of act the same, and to me, they would just fade into the X-Men crew, basically.
Okay, wow, shots fired. Steve, since you're the only man here who has the X-Men's back, how do you fire back? Like, why?
If you want to talk about teens with attitude, we can just throw them in with the fucking Ninja Turtles. I mean, those are teens with attitude. But
we're not talking about the Ninja Turtles right now.
I know, but you said teens with attitude.
It's true.
Teens with two.
They are mutant teens.
Yeah,
Dude.
totally
They are,
They're
but
like
I mean,
the same thing.
we already have
Except
the
the turtle thing.
world established, and I think the Fantastic Four characters fit more in with what is happening with X-Men. You put these young characters
So you're just
in.
going to put mutants with mutants.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're supposed to be with the Avengers, but because of studio rights. But I mean,
again, taking studio rights out of the equation here for people, like, because again, not everyone knows about studio rights. Not everyone knows, like, well, you know, what Marvel's going to be doing next. Not all people know what Marvel's doing next. Some people in this room do. We don't want to know that. We want to talk about what's in our hearts. You know, what do you want? Don't think about the fans. You know, think about you right here. This room is about you right now.
All right. Well.
Why the X-Men, Steve?
Okay. Well, then that changes things. So if I had it my way, then I would actually agree with Anthony on that point, that I would like to see those different types of powers mixed in with the Avengers, because you got one guy that can stretch his body like crazy. You got one guy that turns into a giant flame. I mean, then you have the Thing, which is almost kind of like the Hulk. So those are almost kind of the same.
So let me get this straight. You're flip-flopping.
People.
You're now
yes
on the
and
Avengers.
no. I mean, there's
yes and yes. Dave, are you flip-flopping? You going the X-Men? Or are you sticking with these guys?
With Avengers. Yeah.
So we're all just
Look
sitting
at this.
here agreeing right
What
now.
just happened? All right, so it seems like the Avengers just beat
We all
X-Men.
agree.
All right.
Isn't there an X-Men already who can stretch or something like that? And there's a guy who can turn into fire as well. So it's like
Probably.
we'll just have it'll be redundant if they join the X-Men crew.
So, but what would they do? Like, it's just another, family of, superheroes like the Incredibles. Like, what makes them interesting? Why can't they just, maybe not use them? Why do we have to shoehorn them into an Avengers or an X-Men movie? Why can't we just let them die like the comic books?
Money. That's it.
But
sorry, I'm talking about the studios right now.
That's okay. Like I said, this is the point. We're trying to get this out of our heads.
That's the reason why it's happening. It's not because anybody actually wants that to happen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But what do you want? Like you said you want these like Mr. Richards to come into Stark Tower one day and stretch and hand Tony like a drink or something.
If I had to choose, ultimately I'd like them to just remain their own worlds. But
really,
yeah, they're more interesting on their own.
Isn't that what Fantastic Four, the new movie that just came out? Isn't that what that is? It's its own world.
Yeah, but
did you see that one yet?
No, I didn't see it yet.
Why not?
I just didn't get a chance.
Okay. You planning on seeing it since it's its own world?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'll have to think about that.
Does it visually entice you to see it?
Nope.
Did you see the older one?
No.
Sorry. I didn't either, I don't think. Yeah.
Poor Tim's story. You worked hard on that. So Dave, yeah, why Avengers for you? What makes the Avengers just seem like the perfect home for this fantastic
It's
family?
like I said earlier, the Avengers themselves are a collection of individual superheroes brought together, so it seems only natural that you would bring more into that specific group rather than bring them into a group that was a group from the start. They were never individuals, the X-Men.
What if you could only bring one of the Fantastic? We're going to give you one of them. Who are you going to put in?
I don't even know their names.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
how uneducated I am. on
There's
this subject.
Flamer, Stretchy,
Okay, well, let's go with
Invisible,
Stretchy.
and
I like that.
Rock
I like
Stretchy.
that name.
He's the most popular,
Okay,
I feel.
so
Flamer?
Stretchy. Okay, Flamer. Yeah.
Was that who you said?
Flamer.
No, I
I'm
said
flip flopping.
Stretchy.
Everybody pick what they want.
Stretchy? Okay, Stretchy.
Is that real? Are you joking? Is that a real
No,
name?
it's the
Yeah, it's stretchy.
Stretchy's the name of the...
Dr. Stretchy.
Dr. Stretchy.
Yeah, Dr. Stretchy, PhD.
It's
teenage
not.
Stretchy.
His first name's Richard.
Big hit with the women.
And so, yeah, okay, so Steve, yeah. You went from X-Men. What X-Men films do you enjoy? What made you think X-Men first? Because obviously that you got X-Men on the brain. What made you go there first?
Because the X-Men... Here's what X-Men's not doing. I mean, what they're doing, they have their movies already done. They have First Class, and then they did Days of Future Past. And they only brought in like a few new characters here and there. Like Days of Future Past brought in Quicksilver, and
Which was awesome.
I think they showed Psylocke. She was in there, and a few other characters. But I think Marvel has already established that the fact that they're bringing in more characters, more standalone movies. So we don't need the X-Men in there or we don't need Fantastic Four to join them because Marvel is already bringing in so many other more characters. Like Guardian of the Galaxy is going to be joining.
So you're saying we don't need Fantastic Four?
We don't. The Avengers don't need any more because there's already so much more happening.
So you guys want Avengers and Fantastic Four to team up, Dave and Anthony. And Steve, you just kill them off, right?
Not kill them off. Stay with their own. Stay with X-Men.
But they're not with X-Men. You changed your mind.
They will be.
You're asking which one I want them. You're asking who I want them to be with. I want Fantastic Four to be with the X-Men.
Okay.
There's no big standalone X-Men movies coming out with separate characters, but there are for the Avengers. So we don't need to add more to the Avengers because the Avengers are already getting filled up.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
And continuing to do so.
Exactly. They have like 7 or 8 more characters that are going to be joining the Avengers. We don't need more. Let Fantastic Four stay with X-Men and keep that in its cool own little world.
Okay, so I'm putting you back on X-Men's team. You guys are now back on Avengers. You flip-flopped 3 times,
Yeah.
Steve. You're my favorite. You're my favorite guest.
Double agent.
What are you asking me right now?
Yeah, have you just watched Mission Impossible or something? Or do you have a Ghost Protocol with me? Like,
double agent.
yeah, okay.
You never know what I'm going to do.
I love it.
X-Men has a Storm too, and she's better.
She's got a mohawk. Yeah, so like, or the Thing, the big orange guy. That's all interesting, but yeah. So what is that like? That why would you put those in Avengers? Why would you not just keep them their separate standalone film?
Oh, well, I would. I thought the question was if you had to pick one or the other. And if I did, I'd have to pick Avengers. But if there's the option of leaving them on their own, I would do that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we got 2. Anthony, what about you? You said already keep them on their own. But,
Yeah.
okay. So you guys all want to see this new Fantastic Four film, I'm guessing. Because you all just basically described this film.
That's not what I'm saying at all. I didn't say I want to see it. I was just answering your question.
You didn't answer. You were the only one to not answer my question, Steve. But that's okay. Okay. So, let's say there's 3 parts to this question. Everyone has to pick one, A, B, or C. X-Men, Avengers, standalone.
Okay. It's standalone.
Standalone.
X-Men.
Standalone.
If you go back around, he's going to be like, Avengers.
No.
Standalone.
Superman.
They should join the Pixels universe, honestly.
All right, so based on those facts alone, which Steve said, I'm going to have to disqualify him. No, I'm just kidding. Let me check my notes here. Okay.
Just because I want to see them in a standalone doesn't mean I want to see that movie.
Yeah, no, I understand. I'm just giving,
Yeah.
I'm just giving gruff. No one wants to see that movie.
Do you hear about all the director stuff that's going on with that?
I did. Like, he posted on Twitter, that
He
blamed...
apologized and then took it down.
He blamed the studio for meddling, I believe.
Yeah.
It's cheap. Again, I don't like to follow that
Just
stuff.
dude,
but
just stop. Just let this,
Let it
go
be what
away.
it is already.
Let it go away.
Go work on your next project if you have one. Poor guy.
Well, he did have one, but now that got taken away.
Did he leave Star Wars, or did he get kicked off?
He got kicked off.
Okay.
Oh, what he was going to do episode 8, right?
Yeah, he was on top of the world. All collapsed.
You don't know me. I can say you're not going to hear it.
Yeah. I don't know where to go with this argument because...
He's not joining anyone after this movie.
Okay. Let's stick to not Josh Trank and Fantastic Four. We're talking about our own Fantastic Fours. Again, to think about it with reality, holding us down, it takes out the imagination. And I feel like with Avengers and with X-Men even, their films are very interesting in different ways. They're taken almost like parallel universes and letting them watch them in one universe. They don't have to be tied together. They don't have to have characters like Deadpool going in and out. Even though that would be amazing to have Deadpool pop in and out of Avengers movie or a X-Men, which he probably will.
Well, he did already. He was in X-Men Origins Wolverine. Remember that?
Yeah, but they pretty much forgot about that.
Remember that
the
awesome
new Deadpool movie?
Mistake. It wasn't a mistake. It was just that movie got released.
Undone.
Yeah, undone.
It was not finished when it was released.
That was so terrible.
It's terrible. Yes, terrible indeed, Mr. Grant. Speaking of terrible, we're going to have to end it there. That's the end of this chapter of Film Wars. Thanks for watching, everybody. Check back soon to see more from the Ultimate Jury.
Do not pity the dead, Harry. Pity the living. And above all those who live without love.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all